case I was not taking the class, I mean, let's cover few basics, then we can discuss. Okay. Yeah, my instance is getting vague. Just hold on for a sec. But in the meanwhile, we'll cover what we discussed. So we are discussing about the client script. I remember in the last class we are discussing about on submit client script. When on submit will run or when we need to use this on submit client script. So let's say if the start date, we have two fields, start date and end date. Whenever we are trying to give the start date greater than the end date, whenever you're entering start date value greater than the end date, and someone is trying to submit the form, it's not allowing the user to save it. It is throwing an error. So how do we cancel the form submission? Anyone remember that?
By written false.
Using return false, you can cancel the form submission. It's very important actually. Also, you can add the error messages and the info messages. Nobody will ask you the syntax, but definitely they'll ask you the return false. So please remember this. You can cancel the form submission using return false. We also have a this thing like, yeah. How do we convert an on change into both on change and on load? They might
Roaming
ask.
is loading.
We can remove the is loading parameter if condition. Okay. Then it will run as both onboard and on change. I hope everyone understood what is onboard and what is on change. Whenever the
Definitely.
form is getting loaded, it will be considered as onboard. Whenever you change the field value, onload means whenever you open a record, the form will be loaded. If you don't have any condition, let's say, if you want to implement something every time, let's say the moment you open the form, every time the field should be mandatory or read only or visible, irrespective of the condition, we can go for onload client script. Or you want to, let's say, for example, imagine if it is a new record, because see, definitely we should give the priority for the UI policy rather than the client script to make a field mandatory or read only or visible. But in which cases we can go for onload client script? Okay. Imagine there is a new record. Imagine there is a new record. New record means it's not an existing record. You just click on new. It's a new record. Okay, try to visualize. I'll also show you when you open the instance. Imagine there is a new record, and whenever you try to open that record, actually, uh, only for the new record you want to make a field read only, and few fields mandatory. Okay, in this case you can't go for client script. It should work only for the new record. Okay, not for the existing record. So there is a method actually available in the client script, g underscore form dot is new record. It's a, I told you a lot of times, is means it will give you true or false. If it is a new record, it will give true, else it will give false. Only when it is a new record you want to make some fields mandatory, read only and visible. If it is not a new record, let's say once the record got saved, okay, no, you want to do something else. In that case, we can go for onload client script. I'll show you that example now. We have on-cell edit pending. Let's see that today. Let's finish it off. One second. Still making. Yeah, the instance is back. Let me share my screen. I hope you can see my screen there. Sure. So let's go to the child batches table. See, new record means I click on new now. Okay. How do you find out whether the record is new or not? You can see new record here, but mostly SysID will be -1. If SysID is -1, it's a new record. Okay. let's say for the existing records, the society will be generating with some value. Let's say if I save the form, you see now it is getting some value populated in society. Okay. So let's say only for the new record, I want to make few things editable. Once the record got saved, I don't. Once the record got saved, I want to do some validations. Let's say okay. Once the record got saved, I want to make this tiny read only. So user should not able to edit this tiny. Also, yeah, only for the new record start date should be mandatory. Let's consider a scenario like this. Let's imagine this scenario. If it is a new record, if it is a new record, I hope everyone understood what is new record, right? Or anyone who didn't understood what is new record. Okay. Uh, Tiny should be editable. Editable means read only false. Editable. Start date. Okay, let's do it. Tiny should be mandatory. Tiny should be mandatory. Okay. For the new record, if it is a new record, start date. Let's keep start date also here. Start date should be mandatory. Amount paid should be mandatory. But once the record got saved, okay, only for the new record it should be you know training should be mandatory, start date should be mandatory, amount paid should be mandatory. Okay, clear, everyone. Only if it is a new record. But let's say once the record got saved, once the record got saved, I mean, once you save the record and once the CCD got generated, I want to make all these fields read only. I should not give the option for the end users to edit these things. Actually, everyone understood the scenario. What I'm trying to say, I'll explain you. Let's say if I go to child batches, I click on new. It's a new record, yes or no? Is it a new record or not?
It's a new record.
Okay, I'm make the scenario is I want to make this tiny mandatory, amount paid mandatory, start date mandatory. Okay, this is the scenario. But let's imagine once I save the form. Once I save the form, I mean after giving these values, once I save the form, this should become read only. Is it a new record? Is this a new record? No, this is not a new record. So only if it is a new record, I want these three fields to be mandatory. For the existing records, once the record got saved, I want to make them read only. User should not able to edit these fields. Okay, this field should be read only. This field should be read only. This field should be read only. This is the scenario. Everyone understood this? No.
Yes,
Okay.
Vijay.
First, what type of time script do we use here?
Unselected.
No, no. No, I didn't tell you about on-seller reply. I will tell him on-seller reply. In on-load, on-change, and on-submit, what type of client script might be used here? Not on-seller reply. On-seller reply is different.
On change.
Am I changing any field value here in this process?
No.
When on-change will run, guys? Whenever I change a
Changing.
field value, it will run, right? Am I changing any field value here? See, as soon as when I click on new, as soon as when I click on new, okay, this field should be mandatory, this field should be mandatory, this field should be mandatory. After I save the form, this field should be read only, this field should be read only, this field should be read only. Once the record got created, what type of client script you might use? Louder, please. I can't hear. Onload. Tell that loudly. Onload. Because as soon as the form loads itself, I need to go further. See, it's very important which type of client script you use because the code is same in onload, on-chain also. It really doesn't matter, but the way it will execute do matter. Under system definition, let's go to client scripts. Let's try to create a client script. I don't know why it's taking this time. Just wait. So we'll give the table as child batches. Okay, give the type as on load. Definitely it's on load. You tell me. You know how to make a field man. See here what we are doing. If you see this scenario honestly, it's not a big scenario. It's very simple scenario, very kiddish scenario to be honest. Because maybe you don't know to check whether the record is new or not. But you can know using g underscore form dot. If you keep if you go scroll down slowly, you can come to know whether the record is new or not. Okay, let's say can be. Maybe you might not know that. That's fine. But if you see what we are doing here, we are making three fields mandatory, and again we are making three fields read only. Okay, based on a condition. So we have an if condition and else condition. What is the if condition? We'll keep if, let's say, if new record. Imagine I'm just giving a rough logic. Huh? If it's a new record, if it is a new record, then I need to make a tiny mandatory start date mandatory amount paid mandatory. Okay. Else means what? If it is not a new record, right? If new record, that is if condition. When it will come to the else condition, if this condition is not satisfying, then it will come to the else condition. When it won't satisfy, what is the opposite of new record? Existing record. If it is not a new record, it will come here. Then you'll do? You copy the same thing here. You'll make it read only. It's a simple logic actually. Then you know how to make a field mandatory. G underscore form dot set mandatory. You know how to make a field read only. G underscore form dot set read only. All you need to worry is about this part, which you don't know. Try googling it if you don't know. I know the syntax actually. It's G underscore form dot is new record. Simple. But you don't know this part only. Try to visualize or try to create something like this in your brain, not writing it every time. Or you can write it also initially. That's up to you. That's fine. Okay. So this only this part we don't know. How to check whether the form is new or not. So what you can do? The syntax is the underscore form dot is new record. Simple. Just Google how to check the record. Line script service. Something like this. Just Google it. You see, you got it here on. I didn't open any link also. Using g underscore form dot is new record, the function returns true if the function is being created for the first time and false if the record is already being updated. So is I told you I don't know whether you guys remember or not. Is loading, is template. Wherever you see this is keyword, I told you it is having only two possibilities, true or false. Is new record. You're asking the system, is it a new record or not? It's a new record. Or if you open this, let's say, if you open this link, Imagine this was not given for you as a suggestion. You open this link. It's very important you know how to Google actually. Very important how to you know how to Google. How do they identify a new recording client script? Somebody is writing and they written a wrong syntax. Current dot is new record. This guy is giving. Use G underscore form dot is new record. Direct. It worked and said, okay. So let's write it here. Let's write the similar thing. If new record means if what is that? G underscore form is new record. Camel case letters is next word is N capital new, next word is R capital record. It's a method actually. You need to give like this. It will give true. If it gives true, then only it will enter into this brackets. If it gives false, it will go to the else condition. Okay, I told you if you remember, either you write if he is loading, or let's say either if I write if A or if A equal to true, both are same only. I don't know whether you guys remember or not. Yeah, these both are same actually. G underscore form dot is new record equal to true, or you directly write G underscore form dot is new record. Both are same actually. I'll show you that because what if will return it is having only two possibilities, either it will return true or it will return false. That's it, there is no other possibility here. So if it returns true, it will enter into this brackets. If it returns false, it will enter into this brackets. So only for boolean value, if it is true, it will directly go. You need to write equal to true or something like that. But for if you want to check the false condition, yes, you need to write false. So what we want to do, we want to make three fields mandatory. So G underscore form dot set mandatory. You can give the field names. Let's say try me. Only if it is a new record, it will enter into this if condition. So just try me. Tomato. We have a start date. You are getting it right or no? We also have the moon paint. Oops, I don't know what got copied and so, and we are going to copy the same three lines, paste it here. Okay, instead of set mandatory, we need to make them set read only. So this scenario we cannot achieve using UI policy. I mean, we can achieve practically in UI policy. Also, we have a code to write, but you should not write the code in UI policy. So in this kind of case, definitely you need to go for a client script because writing a code is not a best practice in UI policy. To make a field mandatory, read only, and visible, then only will follow the UI policy. But still, you can see people will write the scripts in UI policy. But if your project people are following some strict best practices, they won't be allowing you to write a script. Because if you need to write a script, you come to client script. If you want to make a field mandatory, read only, and visible on the client side, you simply go to the UI policy. Or there might be other situations also, like let's say, uh, if let's say trainees department, there is a trainee field, and this guy's company is let's say ACME China. Then only I want to show some fields. Then only I want to hide some fields. That also can't be achievable in our this thing. What we say in the UI policy. You need to write a syntax known as glide ajax to get the data from the server. I don't want to confuse you guys now. We'll see at that moment. Okay. So you'll come to know when to use UI policy, when to use client scripts, but I'll give you a clear picture today. Don't worry. Okay, just to make a field mandatory, read only, and visible without any conditions. Imagine with conditions or without any conditions, just to make a field mandatory, read only, and visible. You simply close your eyes, go to UI policy. It's not only because of the best practice. I'll tell you why. Once the scenario is done, I'll tell you why also. Okay, you need to go to UI policy. Let's say there is a form like this. Okay, based on this condition, I want to show something or I want to hide something. All these things should be achieved in the UI policy only, not on the client side. Okay, whatever you can do on the UI policy, you do it on UI policy. This you cannot achieve in UI policy. G underscore formula is new record. You can't check in the UI policy. Of course, we can check writing a code, but you should not write a code. Okay, now you can see it's a new record. Now you can see, guys, this is a new record, right? Yes or no? This is a new record. So in this new record, what we are trying to do, if it is a new record, then we want to make a field mandatory, trainee, start date, and amount paid. Since it's a new record, it is entering into this if condition. As soon as I reload the page, see, this is a new record. That's the reason it is entering into the if condition. It entered into this braces. So you are making this trainee, start date, and amount paid mandatory. Trainee, amount paid, start date are mandatory, right? Let's say I'm giving some value now. You can't save the form without giving the value. Let's give some value. Okay, let me save it now. If I save it, will it be a new record? If I save it, will it be a new record?
No.
No. Let's save it. When you save it, I didn't give it this one. We had this validation. Let's do this. If I save it, the form is getting loaded. When the form is getting loaded, this client script will run. It will check g underscore form dot is new record. Is it a new record now? No, it's not a new record now. It will directly go to the else condition here. And in the else condition, you are making this time, start date, and unpaid read only. This you cannot achieve using UI policy. Of course, you can achieve, practically you can achieve, you need to write a code. See, remember only one thing. If it is achieved by the UI policy, you should prefer UI policy rather than the client script. To make a field mandatory, read only, and visible, you should always prefer UI policy rather than a client script. Please remember this point. Reason, I'll tell you, not only because of the best practice, also it will cause a conflict. I'll tell you why. Pay attention. Imagine, listen to this scenario carefully. Okay. Imagine I'm contradicting you in such a way. Imagine I'm making this tiny field mandatory. Are you getting? I'm making this tiny field mandatory using client script. I'll note it down here. Tiny field, I'm making it mandatory using client script. I'm making the same tiny field non-mandatory. Non-mandatory means mandatory false. Okay? Are you getting it? No. Using UI policy. Do you understand the sentence what I told here? I'm making tiny field mandatory using client script. I'm making tiny field not mandatory, which means mandatory false using UI policy. Yes? No conditions, nothing. Do you guys understand the scenario? No. If
Understood,
you pay
Nitin.
attention here, we are contradicting actually the statement. Yeah. So what will be the output here? That is the challenging thing. That's the reason you need to go for UI policy. Okay, I'll tell you. You need to see the execution here. When which will execute, when what will execute. So always first client script is going to execute. No matter what it is, first client script is going to execute. Is it clear? No. Then UI policy will execute. The execution order, let's imagine I'm reloading the form here. I'm reloading the form here, or I'm saving the form here. When I save the form, or when I reload the page, okay, both client scripts and UI policies will execute. Okay. So first, always client script will execute. So what client script is doing here to the trainee field? What it is doing?
Making
Making
mandatory.
it mandatory. Okay, first it will execute and it made it mandatory. What will be next? What will execute after client script UI policy is executed? And what it is doing?
Making
It is
false.
making it
Mandatory
non
false.
mandatory. It is removing the mandatory. So whatever is done, whatever is done by the client script, UI policy is overriding the client script thing. So that's the reason you should always prefer UI policy rather than the client script to make a field mandatory, read only, and visible with conditions or without conditions which are available on the form. But there might be few things you cannot achieve using UI policy. Example, this thing. If it is a new record, then only you need to do this. That also you can achieve using UI policy. UI policy also offers you the scripting, but you should not write a script. Okay, it might be an interview question also. What is the difference between UI policy and client script? You need to tell in terms of execution. First, client scripts will execute, then UI policies will execute. So whatever is done in the client script will be overridden by the UI policies. Are you getting? No. Example, this case only.
Yes,
I'm
Vijay.
making trainee mandatory. Okay. So first clients in client script I'm making trainee mandatory. In UI policy I'm making trainee non-mandatory. So when I reload the page, first client script will execute and it will make it mandatory. Then UI policy will execute and it will remove the mandatory. Okay. So always UI policy will override. Yeah. I hope this is clear for everyone. No.
Yes, Vijay, clear.
Yeah. Any doubts in this code? It's a simple code. Just sort of explain it. Now let's go for a on-cell edit client script. Okay. Normally we won't use it in our practical life. On-cell edit. That's the reason I won't tell it or discuss it much. But when we use on-cell edit, I'll tell you because we have an alternative for that on-cell edit. We won't use it in our practical life. Just from interview perspective, we are giving that for the interview perspective only. We are going for on-cell edit client script. Okay. You should know for the interview perspective only, not for anything else. One second. I'll tell you the scenario. Just give me a minute. Okay. Pay attention. We have an incident format. We are in the incident area. Now what happens? I click on new. Let me create an incident quickly. Pay attention to the scenario. On-cell edit is different from on-load, on-change, and on-submit. Okay. It will not execute on the form action. I'll tell you where it will execute. Let's save it. Okay. Observe the state of the incident. Okay. The incident state is in progress. Now I'm resolving this incident. Unfortunately, when I resolve, these two fields are mandatory. Okay. When I resolve this incident also, still I can able to edit the state. I can able to change the state. Right? I can see the state is getting editable. Yes or no? Let's imagine now I'm changing the state of the incident to close. Whenever you change the state of the incident to close, you cannot reopen this incident. See? Can I able to reopen this incident now?
No, Vijay.
Whenever the incident is closed, we cannot reopen this incident actually. Okay. Once the incident is closed, it's closed. You go raise one more incident. That's it. Okay. Once the incident is closed, you cannot reopen this incident. But what people will do, they'll go to the incident. Let's say, what is the drawback here? I'll tell you. Once the incident state is set to close, you cannot reopen that incident from the form level because it is mandatory. It is read only using UI policy. That's the reason. So from the form level, we cannot reopen this incident. But what people will do, they'll go to the list level. That is somewhere here. Yes. You see this incident. We set to close. This is the incident. Let me do show match. 10048. 10048. Okay. So I cannot reopen this incident. But what people will do, they'll go to the list view. Here, they'll reopen it. Now I can able to change the state of the incident. Is it clear what is the issue here, everyone? Once the incident is set to close, it should be read only and you should not able to reopen. Of course, from the form level, we can't reopen this scenario. Of course, from the form level, we cannot reopen this incident. But what they are doing, they are going to the list level and they are changing the state from close to resolved or anything else. Are you getting? No.
Yes, teacher.
Do you really understood the scenario or not? Here the scenario is once the incident is set to closed, we should not able to reopen the incident. Okay, from the form level, definitely we can't able to reopen the incident because see, I'm setting the state to close. I'm setting this state to close. I can't reopen this incident. No, there is no option for me to reopen this incident. But from the list level, I can able to reopen this incident. So we should not allow the users to reopen it from the list level also. Okay, not only from the form level, I should not allow the user to reopen this incident from the list level also. Is the scenario clear? Form level anyway I can't reopen because it's read only. Yes? No. Even from the list level I should not able to reopen this incident. Okay. So I don't know whether you guys understood by now or not. On cell edit, it's not like other types of client scripts. Okay. Other types of client scripts, on load, on change, on submit will run only on the form level. But on cell edit will not run on the form level, guys. Unfortunately, it will run on the list level. And on cell edit is exactly equal to the on change client script. What do you mean on change client script? When on change will run, whenever you change the field value, then on change client script will run, right? Yes, sir. Whenever you change a field value on the form, then on change client script will run. In the same way, on cell edit will run, but not on the form level, on the list level. Whenever you change the field value on the list level, whenever you change the field value, on cell edit is going to run. Clear? No. Yes. Okay. So here the scenario is, of course, we should not allow the user to reopen this incident from the list level. So what is on cell edit means, I'll tell you. Cell is nothing but these things, which got highlighted in the blue color here. This is cell. This is cell. This is cell. This is cell. You can see these all are cells only. Okay, this is cell. So on cell edit, whenever you're trying to change the value like this, on cell, this is a cell edit. I'm editing the value. Okay, but in order to understand, on cell edit is similar to our on change client script. Whenever you change the field value on the list level, not on the form level, guys, on the list level, then on cell edit will run. Scenario, this is the scenario. We won't use it in our practical life actually. Reason, again, I'm telling you, on cell edit is not that efficient. Simple. It's not. We have a concept known as ACL. We can replace the same scenario in the ACL. So that's the reason we won't use it in our practical life. Only for the interview perspective, you need to know. Let's try to do this scenario. Okay, but you need to remember this scenario for sure. Okay, they'll ask you what is the use of on-cell edit. You can tell what is on-cell edit means. Whenever we try to change the field value on the list level, then on-cell edit will run. Or if you want a practical definition, whenever a cell on a field, whenever a cell on a list, cell means this on a list changes its value, then on-cell edit will run. Okay, but there is a challenge here. I'll tell you what is the challenge. Let's go to client scripts. Let's click on new. Everyone understood the scenario, right? The scenario is once the state is closed, I should not able to reopen this state. That is the scenario. From the form level, definitely I can't reopen it, but from the list level also, I should not able to reopen this state. Clear? No.
Clear
Yeah.
vision.
Yeah, it's allowing now. Actually, it should not allow me to reopen it. Simple. Okay. Let's give the table as child batches. We'll give the type as on cell edit. If you pay attention in the on cell edit also, it is asking the field name. On change of which field do you want to run this code? In the on cell edit also, it is asking the field name. See, that will happen in on change also. It will ask the field name, but it won't happen in on load or on submit because on load will run when the form gets loaded. On submit will run whenever the form is getting saved or submitted. On change will run whenever you change the field value on the form level. On cell edit will run whenever you change the field value on the list level. Okay. In this scenario, on change of which field do I need to run this code?
State.
State field on the list. So just remember whenever you are giving on cell edit, you need to remember whatever field you are giving here, that field value should change on the list, not on the form. Okay, you need to write your code from here. Actually, this is the place where you need to write the code from here. Okay. Now, here the challenge is, I'll tell you, I need to get the value of this state, right? Yes or no? I need to get the value of that state and I need to check if it is closed. I should not allow the user to change the value. This is what I need to do. Yes or no? But unfortunately, we can't get the value of that state. Why? How do you get the value of the state normally? Syntax. If you remember, g underscore form dot get value, g underscore form, glide form will run only on the form level. It won't work on the list. So on Edit, the biggest challenge and the reason why we need to go for an alternative like ACL or why the people won't use on Edit is because of that reason mostly because you cannot use g underscore form dot g underscore form unfortunately here because g underscore form as the name suggests glide form
Formula.
as the name is telling yeah it will run only on the form level, it won't work on the list level. So what else ways we can access the value? By seeing these parameters, can you tell me, is there any way to access the state field value? I told you this in non-change client script also. Is there any way,
With the
seeing
help
these
of new
parameters, we
value,
can access the, sorry, what is it?
new value,
New value is nothing but which value? State's current value, right? Whatever field you have given here, that field's current value. Old value is nothing but state's previous value. Okay? Yes?
Yes, Vijay.
So here, instead of writing g underscore form dot get value of state, okay, I told you in the on change client script, old values is nothing but this. Whatever field you have selected here, that field's previous value. New value is nothing but whatever field you have selected here, that field's current value. So what you can do if, let's say, if unfortunately I'm not giving the new value, I'm giving old values. I'll tell you why I'm giving old values. Okay, I'll tell you why. Just I need to get the closed bracket. 7. It will accept only choice. It's a choice field. So I'm giving the value of that choice is 7. Why I'm telling old value instead of the new value? I'll tell you. See, what is the state value now? Closed, right? Yes, sir.
Yes,
I
Vijay,
mean,
closed.
the data inside the state is closed, but system will take it as 7. That's it. It's closed. Now I'm changing from closed to, let's say, in progress. What will be my old value? Closed only, right? What will be my new value? In progress, right?
In progress.
Yes. So that's the reason I'm giving the old value is closed. Okay. Whenever you're trying to change the value from close it to anything else, not only that record, any record you can take. Whenever you're trying to change the value from close it to anything else, anything you change from close it to anything, the old value will become close only. See, whether I change this value from close it to cancel, resolve, on hold, in progress, or new value will change, but old value will not change. Old value will be closed only, right? From close it
Yes,
to,
Vijay.
try to understand what I'm saying. I don't know whether everyone is understanding or not. From close it to, I'm changing the value to any other value. It's from close it to, if the state is set to close, the state is set to close. From close it to, I'm changing the value to anything like new, in progress, on hold, resolved, or cancelled. My old value will not change. Only the new value will change. Right? Getting?
Yes, Vijay. Still it
Yes.
closed.
So that's the reason we are giving old value. If the old value is closed, whenever you're trying to change the value from close it to something else, then it will come into this if condition. Clear? No.
Yes,
So
Vijay.
if old value is closed, then we have a. This was not written by me actually. This was written by Savishna only. Okay, these lines, these two lines, and this line. Okay, this was written by Savishna. So what they are telling, they are taking a variable and say one close equal to true. Okay. If say one close is true, it will allow you to change the value of this field. But if say one close is false, it won't allow you to change the value of that field. Why? I'll tell you why. Okay. If say one close is set to true, it's a variable. Var say one close equal to true. If it is set to true, it will allow you to change this field value. If it is set to false, it won't allow you to change the field value. Okay. But why like that? See, if the say one close is getting called here, the callback. Callback is a parameter, it's a function actually. If it is set to true, it will allow you to save the changes, save this field value. If this is getting false, it won't allow you to change the field value. Okay. Why is it like that? What is written in this callback? Even I don't have access to see that. Actually, we don't have access to see the codes and all. That was written by ServiceNow. It was hidden actually by the ServiceNow team. We can't see. Unfortunately, we can't see the values. We cannot access the field values actually. Not field values, sorry. We cannot access those codes. They made it restricted, but they are telling us, hey, if you pass through here, it will allow you to save the value of this field. If you pass false here, it won't allow you to save the values of this field. So they're telling us that's it. Okay. Are you getting like the same thing? Let's say if you on the switch in your room, imagine if you on the fan switch in your room, it will rotate. The fan will start working, but we don't know the mechanism. They built it already. They're telling you, hey, just on it. You off it, it won't work. In the same way, but we don't know what is written in the back end. Even I do have that interest to know, but they won't allow us, or they don't show many of the codes to us, what was written in the back end. But here we have seven close. Seven close is a variable. If it is set to true, if this is receiving true, it will allow you to change this field value. If it is receiving false, it won't allow you to change the field value. Is it clear? No.
Yes, Vijay.
Yeah. See, on solidity, you no need to take it that seriously, but you need to remember this scenario for sure. If possible, you write this scenario somewhere. You can tell this scenario as an example, and you can tell it will. It is not. See, they might ask you. I never saw that question, but when I was facing the interview in my initial career, they asked what is the difference between on-cell edit and other types of line script. You can tell on-cell edit will run on the list level, not on the form level. But if you see other three types of line scripts, they will run on the form level. But also the one more important difference, you cannot access glide form API in the on-cell edit, so it's not possible. So let's refresh the page now. Now you see, I'm changing this field value on the list level. I'm changing the state field value on the list level. When you try to change the state field value on the list level, what happens? This on-cell edit will run. Getting? Because on change of the state, this will run. Clear? No. 1 second. Let me update it in the other group. Just 1 second. Yeah. Okay. Whenever you change the state field value, sorry, whenever you change the state field value on the list level, this on-cell edit is going to run. Okay. So let's try to change the value from new to in progress. The value is new. I'm changing it to in progress. Okay. New to in progress. When I change it, what happens? It will come here. So the save and close is true as of now. It will come to this if condition. Okay, if save and close is true, it will allow me to save. It will come to this if condition. Old value means state previous values. What is the state previous value? New. I'm
New.
changing it to in progress. If you pay attention here, the state previous value is new. I'm changing it to in progress. Okay. Is old value equal to 7? No.
No.
Because 7 means closed here actually. 7 means closed here. So it's no. Because the old value is new. New means let's imagine it's 1 or something like that. Okay. So is old value is nothing but the previous value of state equal to 7? No, it's new. 7 means closed only. So it won't enter into this if loop. It will directly come here, call back true. It will allow you to save. It will allow you to change the state field value. Okay, it is allowing me. Now let's try to change this value. Okay, when I'm trying to change this value again, on-cell edit will execute. It is closed, which means 7. I'm changing it to let's say in progress. Okay, it will come here. It will check the variable. What is the save and close? It is true. Save and close is true. Okay, we are coming here. Old value equal to 7. Is my old value equal to 7 here
No.
in this case or no?
No.
Yes, it is 7 because I'm changing the
Okay,
value of the
previous.
closed. Previous value only. Old value means previous
Yes.
value only, right? Closed, no. Closed means 7, no. So
Yes, which
previous
I
value is
understood.
7. Okay. Now, what was then? It will enter into this if condition. We are overriding this save and close from true to false. So it will come here as save and close is false, which it won't allow you to save it actually. See? 1 second. It will not allow me. Maybe I didn't reload the page or something. Just 1 second. Definitely it should not allow. What the heck? What's wrong? Array, I given child batches. You should tell me. No, it's an incident table. It's an incident table. It's not a child batches table, right? I was on the incident table, right? Are you getting?
Yes,
Yeah, I given child batches. Sorry. Yeah, few times you'll do that kind of mistakes only, where we'll become crazy. We don't know what is the issue. We'll focus on the code mostly, but that will come from the experience actually. We will focus on the code most of the times, but not on the this thing. So you need to see everything. Okay, now you see the state is closed. I'm changing it from closed to let's say anything else on hold. Okay, so it will come here. I change this one. Yeah, when I change the table, you should also change the. Let's refresh it again. Let me refresh it. Okay. Now the code looks perfect on the incident table. Whenever you're changing the state field, then this code will run. State field in the list view. So I'm changing the value now. It is closed. I'm changing it to, let's say, on hold. So what happens? It will come here. Since you're trying to change the field name, field value in the list level, it will come here. Save and close is true. And it is checking if old value equal to 7. Yes, my previous value of the state is 7. Actually, the previous value of the state is 7. Okay. Then save and close will become false. It won't allow you to save this changes. See, it's not allowing you. No matter how many times you choose, it won't allow you. Is it allowing me now? No.
No.
But you should give a message actually, or else end user might think, okay, there is something wrong with the system and they'll try to complain. Or they'll try to raise one more incident. There is some issue here. You need to give a message here. Once the incident is closed, we cannot reopen it. Okay. But unfortunately, message we can't give. Why? G underscore form dot add error message or add info message. Here G underscore form will not work, right? Getting, but you can
Yes,
change
Agent.
this value. You can change this value from in progress to on hold. I can change because the old value is not closed. See, when this code is running, only when the previous value of the state is closed. 7 means close backend value. Only when the previous value of this state is setting to close, then we are setting this parameter 7 close is false. That's it. Nothing else. See, from on hold to I can change it to in progress or new. It will work because the previous value of the state here is on hold. See, the previous value of the state is on hold. But what I'm telling in the script, if the previous value of the state is closed, then only don't allow the user to change the value. See, now the previous value of the state is closed. It won't allow me. Here also, the previous value of the state is closed. It won't allow me. But here you see, it is in progress. The previous value of the state is in progress. I'm changing it to on hold. It will allow me. Clear? Are you getting it, guys? No. Yes, everyone. Okay. But we need to throw a message. But unfortunately, here we cannot use g underscore form dot add info message or add error message because I told you g underscore form will not work. So only in this case, as an exception, we can go for alert because we don't have any other option here. We need to go for alert only. Okay. Incidents that are closed can't be reopened, but I can't. Please raise a new incident. We can say that, but we won't use it in our practical life. But you need to just know. See, now if I change this value from closer to, let's say, something else, end user might not confuse because it is getting a message, alert message. In this case, you don't have other options, so you can go for alert message. Clear? No. What is on-cell edit?
Clear, Vijay.
Yeah. On-cell edit runs whenever a cell on a list changes its value, which means whenever you try to change the field value on the list level. Okay, please remember this part. You can remember this scenario only. One scenario they'll ask, just remember this scenario. Whenever the incident state is set to closed, you tell them whenever the incident state is set to close, we cannot reopen that incident. Okay, we cannot reopen that incident. Whenever the incident state is set to close, we should not able to reopen the incident. But from the form level, it is becoming read only due to UI policy. You don't need to tell the technicalities. You can directly say whenever the incident state is set to close, we cannot reopen the incident. But from the form level, we cannot reopen. But from the list level, still people can reopen that incident. In that case, we can go for an on-cell edit because on-cell edit will run whenever the field value changes on the list level, not on the form level. Yeah, since G underscore form API won't work, we will go for old value and new value to get the value of this field. And we can set the parameter semi close equal to false. But is it a best practice to do it? No, because the same scenario you can achieve using ACL. There is a concept known as ACL. We won't use on-cell edit actually there. We'll definitely, if the same scenario comes, people will prefer ACL rather than on-cell edit. Clear, everyone? No.
Yes, Vijay.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Then that's it for today. If you have any questions, you can ask me. From tomorrow, Shashank will continue the classes. I'm not sure from where when he'll take the class. I think he might take it from Monday. But how to explain you one more topic? Okay, I'll inform Shashank when he'll be able to take the class. Okay, so
Vijay,
he'll be able to take. Sorry.
once can you please present the screen again? I have a doubt.
Yeah, tell me.
So once open this on-site data tab.
Okay. Oh, okay, I forgot to tell you. Okay. Okay, sorry. I forgot to
Yes.
tell you these parameters. I'll tell you. Yeah, tell me what is your doubt? Is it on these
At,
parameters?
no, it's not on that. At the top,
Okay.
there is an error, right? It's showing in the blue color. It's disabled access jQuery. So when I'm
This one.
practicing, yes.
Okay. It's not an error. It's
When
an
I'm
info.
info, okay. When I'm
Oh,
trying to practice, the change is not applying in the service now environment. Whenever
you mean
the
it's
table
not
which
allowing you to
created,
save the client script?
yes.
You might give it some syntax issue here, not because of this.
Okay.
Oh, can you show me if you are accessible with the? Are you in the
Mac,
system now?
no, I'll connect you after in the evening.
Oh, yes, you can just ping me. I can join through mobile and I can guide you. Maybe you are doing some mistake in the paper only, not here. It will allow you to save. If you do any mistake here, then it won't allow you to save actually. Okay. I also forgot to tell you these parameters. These are not necessary, but it's important actually. Table is nothing but it will give you the table name. On which table are you writing this on-cell edit client script? It will give you the table name. New value is nothing but the current value of this state. Old value I already told you it's the previous value of the state. Callback is a function. It's a function. If it is getting true, it will allow you to save. If it is false, it won't allow you to save. Very important thing. Maybe you might not understand now, but in the server side code, you need to use it a lot. SysIDs. What is SysID? SysID is nothing but a unique ID that was given to each and every record. I just told you in the previous scenario, whenever you try to create a new record, okay, for the new record, SysID will be -1. For the existing record, SysID will be a random ID which is of 32-bit character. 32-bit character means 1 is one character, 7 is another character, 1 is again one more character, 9 is another character. It will be up to 32-bit character, SysID, and it's a randomly generated ID. No matter what table it is, if you find a record, that record will have a SysID, random ID. So in this case, there are 81 records. Each and every record will have a unique SysID. Not only in this table, irrespective of whatever table it is, if there is a record, there will be a SysID. And that SysID will be unique. It will not be common for no two records. Okay, randomly generated ID. What is the importance of SysID? You'll come to know in the server side. Okay, because there we need to play with this like anything for the reference fields especially. Yeah. Any other doubts, anyone?
Yes, Vijay.
Any doubts? Yeah. Okay, in that case, I'll inform Shashank. Let's see when he will be able to take the class. Mostly on Monday, I'm thinking. Okay.
Okay.
Any other doubts, anyone? See, he might explain. He will explain you SLAs, catalog items, and notifications, unrecord produces and order dates. But please pay attention to the catalog items. It's very, 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 very important. You can tell the whole 3 years. You out of 3 years, I worked 2 years in catalog items only. Simply catalog items. So please pay attention to the catalog items. Okay, it's very important topic in service now. It's a simple topic also. At the same time, it's very important. But it's a configuration only, no code on that. Okay. Anyone have any doubts? No. Okay, in that case, let's catch up. Okay, I think Shashank will take the class from. I'll inform him whether it is from tomorrow or from day after tomorrow. Let me see. Okay, thank you all. Bye.
Thanks, Vijay.